Hello everyone, welcome to FlutterFlow ATU chapter weekly session 2. And today we are going to be continuing what we did previously. We're working on an authentication page, then we also work on a profile page where you can upload your profile picture in there, change your username or your bio as well. So this is a demonstration of our final products. So I've already signed up. So as you can see, your username will be represented here with your profile over here. So I have a page for this. So I can change this to FlutterFlow. Then I can change the profile as well. So as you can see, I can decide to also add a bio as well. I can decide to add it or not. Depends on me. So I can see this is FlutterFlow ATU. Yeah. So complete profile. Okay. So you can see the username was updated here along with our profile pic. Okay. So let's get right into it. So this is where we ended last time with just our home page and a settings page. And also requested you guys to do the profile page. So we'll do that real quick right now. Okay, so let's create a profile setup page, right? To make everything quick, let's just use the page generator. So profile page, profile setup page, right? So we generate this. Okay, so I just got rid of some unnecessary containers over here, which I don't need, to shorten this page. Okay, so now we have our page and let's preview it. Okay, so we have something like this. Let's insert this for now. Let's say profile setup, right? So let's say profile setup. So this page will actually be creating this page to be the setting up page when you're done signing up, right? So let's duplicate this page. Then let's call this one profile edit. So this one will be after you have signed up. If you want to go and edit your profile or not. So let's get rid of some things first. So we had a profile edit, right? Let's get rid of some things. Let's get rid of this. For now, we'll not use the full name for now. We will also use this interesting. Okay, so we just need our profile. I will set up our profile, then our username and our bio and a button to save our profile. Okay, so let's even get rid of this. You can decide to use it if you want, but I wanted that when the user clicks on the image itself, it gives them the pop-up to change their profile or something. Yeah. So we have this for profile setup, for profile edit. Now let's also do the same cleanup to here. Okay, so we have something like this. So this is profile setup. Let me change this to profile edit. So now we need our login page and sign up page. So let's get this too. So the same page creator, so page generator. So login page. Let's get the login page. Okay, so our login page is ready. Let's preview it. Okay, we have something like this. Then we'll name it login. Let me say login page. So create this. So one more page to go. We need the sign up page. So let's generate this as well. Okay, so our sign up page is ready. Let's preview this page as well. Okay, we have this. We'll do some small changes on it. So sign up page. Okay, so let's get rid of some first. For now, let's get rid of these ones since we won't be using them. Then let's get rid of this terms and condition. If you decide to add it later on, it's your choice. Then let's also get rid of this here. Right. So let me duplicate this password to get the confirm password. Right. So I'll change this to just make some small changes to it. So if you're wondering, this is a text field widget, right? So it's a widget that helps you to receive inputs and stuff as a function of the text field widget. So we go to the hint text here. We change it to confirm password. To confirm password. Okay, so if you are wondering how this page came about, let's say you personally want to do it, we have our text here. So all this is in a column, as you can see. So we have our text here. Then we have our text field over here. So the text field, you go down and edit the properties first. You can change the hint text over here. Then you can edit the decoration of the text field. And over here you can decide to, if it's a password field, you actually check this. You can add autofocus. That's when the page automatically loads. It will hop or to take you right into the email address text field. So we have the autofill hint option, as its name says. It provides you with some hints to what you're trying to type. So you have the keyboard type, email address. Yeah, so you can see the same thing for the password. So the keyboard type, text, then they made it a password field. They checked the password field. Yeah. So we have, then finally we have our button over here, and we have a text, another text over here. So yeah, that's it for the login and the sign up page. So before we get into this, or before we start to do anything, right, let's set up our backend. So backend, what you have to do is first you go to authentication, then you enable authentication, and the Supabase should be connected as well. So let's start with the Supabase first. So when you enable your Supabase, let me clear this. So to get your API URL and your anon key, you go to Supabase, right? You go to Supabase. Then after creating a new project and all that, I'm creating a new project. So let me call this FlutterFlow ATU. Right. So type my password for the database. So okay, so we have a new project page, right? Then we need our API. We have to go to our API settings. So let's go to project settings. Then we'll scroll the way down under configuration settings. We'll go to data API. So with that, you see your API settings over here. So we'll get our project URL. So we'll copy this URL, then that's what we pasted over here. So let's paste this over here. Then you scroll a little bit down, then you see your API, your anon public key, right? This is what we need. So we'll copy this, then we'll paste it here. Then get schema, right? So the get schema basically imports all the table from your database. Currently there's no table, so you can see there's nothing over here. So let's add a table. Let's get a table for our users. So right now we are basically setting the whole configuration from the database side. So later on we'll just work at the FlutterFlow side. So what we need a table, right, for our users to get our users profile. So by default, an authentication table is already created by Supabase. So what we have to do is just we'll go to our sign up, right? Then our email. Let's deactivate the confirm email for now. Let's deactivate it for now. Yeah. So you can decide to have the minimum password length over here. You can decide to change it to anyhow you want. The password requirement. You can do all these settings right here in the database. So for the authentication side, Supabase will for you. All you have to do is just configure it, then you're good to go. Okay, so with that being said, let's create a table. Click on new table, then give your table a name. So I would like to call it profile, right? So you can give it any name you want. Then we change the type to UUID. Then we'll make it auth UID, right? Based on the authentication UID. Then we can link this to our table. So auth, then select table reference, go to the users, so that our ID here should be the same as the user ID in the authentication table. So let's save this. Okay, so now let's add our columns that we need. So since we are doing it for a username, profile with a username, a bio, and an image or a profile picture, we'll give here, let's start with username, then it to be a text, right? That'll be the type. So go for the next one, bio will also be a text as well. Then we'll add the final one, which is what, let me call it avatar. URL. Yeah, so the text. We have this set. Now let's save this. Okay, so now you can see we have our columns over here from our ID. From our ID, so they created that username, bio, and avatar URL. Now let's add our policy to it, right? Let's just add a quick policy. So we'll go to create policy. Then we'll just name our policy. Let's give it, let's say auth profile, right? Then we'll say the policy should be all, so the person will be able to, user be able to not only select, insert, update, and delete as well. Then we'll say it should be authenticated, so the authenticated user can access it. Then add a few code over here, just one line, nothing much. So we'll say auth.uid should be equal to, this bracket should be equal to ID. So auth.uid brackets should be equal to ID. Basically that's it. So we'll save our policy. So we have our policy over here. So now we are done for the table over here. Alright, now let's go to our storage. We'll also be using a storage to store our profile images as well. So let's create a new bucket. Let's call the bucket let's say avatar, right? Not the avatar, like the avatar profile. Then we'll make it public. So avatar, then we'll make it public. Then we'll save this. Okay, so now we have this saved. Now let's create a folder within it. Now let's call it uploads. So all our images will be in this uploads folder. So we have a bucket called avatar, which is public. Then we have a folder within the avatar bucket, which is called uploads. So this one, so let's add a policy to as well. It's nothing too scary. We just get started with a template. Then we'll choose give user access to a folder only to authenticated users, right? Then we'll use this template. Then we'll take everything here. We want the user to be able to insert and delete. Right, so we'll take everything. Then just like the previous one, we'll choose authenticated. So for authenticated users. So the only thing you change here, see we have our bucket ID over here, that's avatar. So storage, the folder, so we'll change the folder name here. We'll make it uploads, that's what we, okay, that was the name of the folder we just created. So the folder will be called uploads. Then we'll review our policy over here, scroll all the way down, then we save policy. Okay, so we should get something like this. We see something like this for the policy. Then now we are good to go. So basically, you can see we are done with the backend side. So now let's move back to our front end. So we'll get schema. Okay, so now all the tables are here. Now let's go to our page. Right, so let's start with the login page. So we wanted that when a user enters their email address and password and they hit the sign up button, it should log them in if their password and email is correct. Right, so we'll select the sign up button over here, then we'll go to the action side. So we'll click on the action. Then I like to open the editor so I have a better view of it. So we'll say on tap, when the user taps on the sign in, let's add an action. Right, so our action is that the user should be able to log in. Right, so you can either search login over here at the search space. So go to Supabase authentication login, or you can decide to go to backend or slash database and go to Supabase authentication. Since you are using Supabase, right, then you see a list. We have a login, create account, log out, and stuff. So we want the user to log in. That's basically it. So the navigate automatically, we can turn this off and be like, okay, we want to add an action again to navigate to. Right, it depends on you. Sometimes the automatical navigation doesn't sometimes work, but sometimes it works too, depending on how you set up your page. So for 100% assurance, you can just deactivate the automatic navigation. Then we say navigate to home page. Right, activate this allow back navigation. It's not needed. So with this, when the user logs in, right, it should take them to the home page. So the user logs in over here, should take them to the home page. So let's set up the login action. So add our auth provider. Since we set up email at the backend side, we just choose email over here. Then they'll ask us which field. So the email field should be text field 1. Later on, I'll go back so you see the text field and text field 2. The password field 1. So that's it. So the text field 1 and the password field 1 was referring to this text field and this password field. So text field and password field. Okay, so now we are done with the login, right? That's all you need to do. You're done. Then let's go to the sign up page. Right, so the sign up to will do something similar. We'll go to the button that the user will tap on. We'll go to action. Then let's open our editor. Then we'll see on top. Let's add an action. So we'll go to the backend slash database, Supabase authentication. Then we'll go to create account. Right, then we'll set our auth provider. So we'll say the user should log in with email or sign up with email. So text field 1 for the email side. The password field should be password field 1. Then the confirm password should be password field 2. So let's deactivate the automatic navigation. 100% assurity. Let's add an action. Navigate to. Right. So I want that when the user signs up, right, it should take us to our profile setup. Okay, so it should take us to our profile setup. Okay, so and this is our profile setup. Right, this is where when the user sign up first, take him here to set up his profile image, username and bio. Then we see. So now we are done for the sign up as well. So let's make it that when the user taps on sign in, this text over here, sign in text over here, it should navigate them to the sign in page. So we'll add a navigation action over here. So on tap, add an action, navigate to, then we'll go to what? Sign, login, right? So login page, we call it login page. So login page, then we close this. So when the user taps on the sign in text over here, it should take him to the login page. So let's do same for the login page side as well. So when the user press the sign up over here, go to our action, open editor, on top, add action. We should navigate them to our sign up page. Yeah, you can allow back navigation if you want. Let's deactivate for now. It depends. It won't cost anything. So yeah, so we just set up. We are done setting up our login and sign up. So with this, you should be able to log in correctly, right, with the right email and you should sign up, and everything should work perfect with Supabase. Okay, so let me set up my entry page. So my entry page should be login page. Right, so login page. So authentication is activated. Our entry page and login page is also set. You can find this in the app settings. Right, Supabase, our backend is also set. Okay. So let's set up our profile setup page, right? You can run a test on it to see if everything is working. But for time's sake, let's just get right into it. So how do we want our profile page to be like? First, let's get rid of this icon button over here since it's not needed. So delete. Okay, so we have this. So I want to do it that. Let me go to the widget tree. So I wanted when the user, I can prefer that when the user clicks on the container, that's this. So when the user just clicks here, it gives the user the option to upload an image, right? Or you can decide to do it for this icon over here. It depends on you. It depends on what you want, right? It's all the same. So what you have to do is just configure the action. You get it? So let's say you're going to use this, right? So let's say you can choose the icon or the container. Then we just go to our action, right? Then we'll open our editor. Then we'll say on tab, let's add an action. Right? Then we'll be like, let's search upload. So we have upload/save media. We have upload/save file. So definitely it's a media that we are uploading. That's a photo, right? So we'll choose the upload media. Then the upload type, we'll choose local upload, right? We won't upload it to Supabase yet. We'll choose local upload so the user can preview what they have uploaded. Then later on in the final action, when the user press complete, then we'll use the upload to Supabase. Okay, we'll get there so you see what I'm talking about. So you can configure this to be maybe only camera, or the person can use gallery, or either camera or gallery for the profile. So anyone. Then we have allow videos, allow photos. You can take anyone you want, right? So you can play around with the settings if you want to. But yeah, but the basic, this is it. So now when I click here, right, I should be able to upload an image. Now to preview the image, right, we need an image over here. We need to have an image over here, right, an image widget to preview the image. So you can just go to here, we add a child, then we'll look for what image, right? I like the circle image, so I'll just add it over here. Okay, so I have it over here. So for this, we'll change it to upload file, right? Upload file. Then we'll go to widget state. Then we'll go to upload local file. So this is referring to the first upload we set up, right? That actually uploads the local. So this is the first one. So when you click here and press confirm, right? So let's put this circle image, right? Let's send it to the back. So bring it to the back, right? So I want it to be at the back, right? So yeah, so we have it behind us, right? So we can add this option, right? We can add the visibility option. So go to visibility, then conditional, right? Let's add a condition here that it should only be visible when a user uploads what an image there. So we tap on this, then we'll say condition, then single condition, right? Then we'll set it. We'll set the value for here. So we'll set it to the, go to widget state, right? Widget state. Then go to upload local file. So then we'll confirm this. Then we'll say the condition is that if it's set, right? If it's set, it means that if we click here and upload our image, right? So if it's set, meaning it's not empty, right? If it's set, the image should be visible, right? If it's set, the image should be visible. So later on I'll preview this so I see how it looks like. So we have that in place. So now let's go to the final side, right? The save button. So the save profile button, we'll come here, then open our editor, then on tap, right? So let's pay attention here carefully, right? So we'll add a parallel action. The reason why I decided to add a parallel action is that I want to make it such a way that whether the user uploads a profile or doesn't upload a profile, we should save and proceed to the home page. Get it? So it's optional. The user can decide to what, upload a profile or not. So that is the parallel action, right? So I'll say here, let me add action to upload the image to Supabase. So I'll search upload again. So upload / save media. Then I'll say upload type, I'll choose Supabase. Right, then the bucket. Our bucket name is here, avatar. So we type avatar. Right, then the upload folder path. Our upload folder path to be the folder within our bucket. So if you check here, the folder is called uploads. So we just go here and type. Okay, so that's it for there. Then here, our media type or source. So we want it to go and pick from the uploaded image that the user uploaded previously. So the uploaded file 1, right? So go to uploaded media. So what the user uploaded previously, right? It should pick that one and save that one. So yeah, so now you'll be asked to fill in which uploaded media are you talking about. So which uploaded file. So we'll tell them that the widget state, right? Our uploaded local file 1, which is referring to the action we set for the photo icon, right? The photo container. That when you click on it, you should be able to upload the file, right? So now we have that set over here, right? So the reason I did the parallel action is that whether you save, whether you uploaded a file or not, right? It should proceed to the next action. And what's the next action? The next action is to save your information, that's your username and your bio. Save it to Supabase, right? So we'll go to our backend database, then we'll go to Supabase, right? Then we'll insert a row, right, for the user. So we insert a row. In this row, let me take you back to our table. So we have our columns over here, right, vertical. So our row will be inserted here and will be according to, so every user will have their ID, their created as, their username, and other elements, right? So we say insert row. Since it's going to be new, setting up, so insert row, not update. Then our table, our profile table, right? Our table is called profile, so profile table. Then we'll add fields, so add our ID field. Let's set it up. So the ID value should be our authentication user, our user ID, right? Then let's add another field again. We have our created at. Set it to the time the user created it. So we'll go to global property and go to current time. Then confirm. Then we'll add another field again. And that's the username, right? So we want the username value to be, go to the widget state, right? Then you can see we have our text field 1 username. Right? This is what we are looking for. So username. So take the values of the username in the text field and upload it to Supabase, our database. Then we have our bio, right? So the value will also be widget state, then bio. Then the last one, we have our, right? So the value will also be our widget state. Then it will be our uploaded file to URL, right? So uploaded file to URL is coming from here. It's our uploaded file to. So we are picking the one that's the URL that's uploaded to our database in our bucket. We want that URL, not our locally stored URL. You get it? So we use the uploaded file URL to. That's this. Okay. So we have this done. Then we'll add a navigation, right? So if it's done uploading all this, it should take us to our home page. Right, let's off our page. So I can go back to this place. So yeah, basically that's it, right? But a problem will arise. So what if the user doesn't fill in this side? What if the user doesn't fill that side? Right? What will happen? So there's something you can do. You can make this side required, right? You can make the text required, but I have to put it in a form widget. So we have a form widget. We can say wrap widget, right? Then we'll look for form validation. There you go. Then we'll drag and drop the bio as well inside the form. We'll wrap it in a column, right? So we have the form, we have the column inside the form, then we have our text fields, right? Okay, so let me give this some pattern, right? So let me give it a bottom pattern of the second. Yeah, so I have something like this. Perfect. So we'll go to our form, then we'll scroll all the way down, right? Then we'll say automatic validate. Then we'll turn on the text field for username. So after turning on the text one, you can also add a text validator over here. Let's say you want to, you can choose a username, and all that. So it will have a certain standard. It depends on you. So we'll leave the text field 2 off in case the person doesn't want to type the bio. But I consider it in such a way that you keep it on as well, so that the user must input his username and bio. So you make this text fields what required. It depends on you, right? So for me right now, what I need is the username. That's what's more important to me. So we'll take that one. Then we'll just leave this one, right? So now, since we left this one, we have to change some things in our action page for the save profile, right? So we'll go to our backend call. So we are inserting a row. So what if the user doesn't type anything in the bio section? So this will literally be empty, right? If this is empty, it will cause this whole section to break down. So the code won't be able to proceed to this section. So we'll add a condition. Let's add a condition. So let's remove this. We change the value. But first, we need to do something first. Let's close this, right? We need something. So let's go to the page here. Right? So we'll go to our backend query, right? We need to query the data from our database, so we can call them over here. So query is more like fetching database, your data from your database. So we'll go to Supabase query, right? Then we'll choose our table profile. Then we'll query type we want the single row, since it's just for one user. Then we'll filter it by ID. So if the ID in our database, right, should be equal to the user ID over here. So to pick the user ID that's identical to the one over here. So we'll confirm this. Right, so let's go back. Let's go to our action. So backend query, right? Then bio and the value. So see, there's a new section over here that's a profile row. Then you can see we have our columns in our database over here. So in case you want to use them, you can just click call them over here. So for now, let's proceed. We'll add a condition over here that if the user doesn't fill in anything, right? So we'll say we'll add another condition within a condition. So we'll say if the value, right? Which value are you talking about? So you're talking about the bio, text bio. If it's not set, let's say if it's set, right, and it's not empty, what should you do? Then the value, or it should just pick the values from what the text field 2 bio. So if text field 2 value, if text field 2 is not empty, it should go ahead and pick the values in text field 2. But if it's empty, right, just use the same or maintain the same values in our database, from our database. Since it's a new thing, it will be empty, so automatically our bio will be empty. So let's confirm this. Right. So now we have this. So we are done setting up our save profile. So user uploads media. So the uploaded media will be uploaded back to Supabase. If the user didn't upload anything, to still go ahead to the next action, that's insert the row. So to send our ID, our created at username bio and avatar URL to our backend. Then when it's done, to navigate to the home page. Right. So let's run this and see. Okay, so we are in our test run. Let's sign up first. Since we haven't signed up first, so let's sign up first, right? So let's enter our Gmail, then a password. So when I hit sign up, it should take me to our profile setup page. Right, okay. So our profile setup page, we already see that when we click on this icon, we should be able to upload a video. Okay, so there you go. So I see we select this, right? So we can preview it. It's being previewed over here. They'll enter our username. Then you can see, let's leave the bio empty like that. Let's leave the bio empty. Right. So let's save without the bio. So press save. Okay, so now we have signed in. Let's do it that this place will display our username, right? And this image over here will be our profile image. Okay, let's get it. Let's go to our database to preview our image or sign up and see. So yeah, as you can see, the name is over here, my username I typed over here, our bio is empty, then our avatar URL is over here. Right, let's go to our storage, our buckets, and see if our image was uploaded. You can see the image is over here as well, just uploaded. Let's configure that. In the home page, this image over here, right, should be our profile image. How do we do that? It's quite simple. Let's query our backend. So we make sure that our page, so the home page, right, then we'll go to our backend, then we'll add query, need Supabase query. Then our table is profile, single row, then we'll add a filter that it should filter with the ID. Since the ID is unique, we can use the ID to verify our user. So equal to our authenticated user ID as well. To compare our authenticated user ID and the backend user ID over there. So now to query the information based on the authenticated user. Right, so let's go to our circle image, then image type network, we go to path, then we have our profile over here, right? Then to give us our columns in our database, so we want the avatar URL, that's where our URL for our profile is at. So we'll select this one over here. So it means that this will display our profile image. So far as we have selected one, then let's change this text as well. We want it to be our username, right? So what do you have to do? We'll go to text, right? Then the text settings over here. We'll go to profile row, then we'll choose username. Then if you press confirm, they'll tell you to add a default value. So in case the username, there's no username, right, they should use now or depending on what you want. So confirm. So right now we are currently not running it, so you see now over there. Then let's add a final step. Right, I want my profile edit. This, right, I want it, let me add it to our navbar so I can easily go there. Right, then let me add an image to it, icon. So we'll see profile. Right, then I'll choose this. Okay, so we have it over here. So you can either select it on the nav bar. What I can do is that when a user clicks on our profile image, it should take them to that place. So go to our action, then open the editor, right? So on tap, add action, navigate to edit, profile edit. Yeah, that's all. So we can allow back navigation too. So when the user press on it, should take the user to our profile edit. Yeah, so now let's go and set up our profile edit. So similar to what we did for the profile setup, right? The same thing. So you can do it that we'll go to our widget tree, then we'll go to the container, right? So when the user taps on anywhere around the container, what should he do? It should upload, give the user the option to upload what? A media, right? So add action, then let me search upload, then under upload data, go to upload media, right? Then upload type local. So first you do upload it to the local storage first before uploading it to your database, right? If you're trying to do it straight, it won't work. So upload to your local storage first before your database, right? So we don't have to change anything here. Then we are done for this side, right? So the next place we'll go to is we have to have an image over here. So there's no image over here, right? So let's add our image here. Already there's a stack over here, so let's add an image. Circle, there's an image. So circle image. There's a stack over here, that's why you can see the icon and the circle image all in one place, right? So let's add two images over here, right? Let's do something interesting. Let's add two images. So Control D to duplicate, right? Let's duplicate this. So we have this. So I wanted that one image should be to display what the user has uploaded, and one image should show the previous profile image when the user has not uploaded anything, right? So by default, let me pick this, the first one. By default, what should be there is that, so network path, right? Similar to the username we did. So we have to query the database for this page. So our profile edit page, right? We select it, then we'll go to our backend query, we'll add Supabase table profile, we'll go for just a single row, we'll add a filter. So based on the user, the authentication user ID, it should get us that information. So user ID, then we confirm this. That's it. So let's go back to our circle image, right? So I'm picking the first one. I wanted that it should display our avatar URL, right? It should display this. So by default, this is the first thing that will show, right? And the second one, we want the second one to display, so we'll change it to uploaded file, right? So it should display the widget state, then uploaded local file. So if the user does upload an image there, so now we have this too. Currently, you see anything over here, you see it as a blank listing because we are not running it yet. So we have this too, right? So let's show error image file, right? Or you can decide to not even show anything at all, in case that there was no file over there when you uploaded it. So when we activate show error image on failure, our error image, we can set it over here. So we'll go to settings and app assets, right? And our error image is here, so we just upload our error image. So we'll say, right, it should display this image if you're having an image error, right? So we're going to go back to our page. Then here, our text field username, we'll set it that our initial value, right? Our initial value should be, go to profile row, the username in our database. You get it? Then we do the same thing for the bio. Our initial value, so profile row should be our bio in our database has been stored. So if there's nothing stored in our database, it will be empty. You get it? We have already tried it and we signed in and we saw that we did not add any bio to it. Right, so our bio is empty. So yeah. So now let's add a configuration for this. So just like the profile setup, right? Come here, then we'll add a parallel action. So we'll add an action to upload the uploaded file, right? Upload the uploaded file to Supabase. So the file we uploaded to our local storage, we should upload it to Supabase. That's what this means. So our bucket name, avatar. So use the bucket name. Then our folder name in the bucket is called uploads. So our media source should be our uploaded file. Then which uploaded file we're talking about? We're talking about uploaded file 1. So this will become uploaded file 2. So we'll come down here, then we'll add another action, just like what we did. So go to backend, then we'll go to Supabase. So Supabase, then we'll go to update. So the last one we went to insert rows. So for this one, we'll go to update rows. Right, nothing changes much. Then we'll go to our table. We want it to update in our table. Then we'll go to matching row. Right, we want it to match the exact row. So I will not go and change someone else's data. So we wanted that it should be equal to what the ID. So this ID is actually very, very important. So it should be equal to authenticated user ID. So the ID in the database should be equal to the ID of the person who's logged in. As simple as that. So let's set fields, right? Let's set fields. So our first field is our ID. Right. So we can just use the same value. That it should be user ID, authenticated ID. So this one, it won't change that much, but it still send the same figures or digits to the database. It's not necessarily over. Yeah, you can decide to remove it. So for our created that, we'll do it that it should use our current time. So global property, right? Then current time, then confirm. Okay. So for our user, so now for this user, right, we'll add a condition over here. In case the user doesn't update or do any changes to his username, right, we should do it in such a way that it should keep the previous username. So condition, so right, so if I go to single condition, right? So single condition, we'll say if the widget state username. So if the username we entered, right, is equal, so we'll say it's not equal to, if the username we entered is not equal to the one already in the database, Get it? So it's not within the database. So a profile row then. So what should you do? Widget states, then the username will enter in the text field. So if the text field 1 is not equal to the one in the database, it should maintain what? The one we entered. Else, it should just use the one already in the database username. Yeah. I hope it's not too complicated. There are other ways around it though, but this how I have to do my. So yeah, so we do the same thing for our bio. To add a conditional value, then we'll say if we add a condition here as well. So if our widget states, go to widget state. So if right in our text field it's not equal to our bio in our database, right, what should happen? It should keep, or it should upload the bio in the text field. Else it should just re-upload the bio already in our database. Right, there are better ways around it though, but yeah, this what I can come up with. So we'll do it for the last one, that's our image. So similar thing to that. So we'll say conditional, right? So if so go to uploaded file 2. That is where our Supabase URL is at. Since the uploaded file 1 is our locally stored URL. So we need our database URL, right? That's what we want to send to our table. So if this if our uploaded URL is not equal to the URL already in our database, then the value of the uploaded avatar URL should be the uploaded file URL, right? So just like what we did, and as I said, there are other ways around it. So press confirm. Yeah, so we are done for the uploading or our database size. Now we can add an action that when all this is done, it should navigate us to our home page. Right, so let's close this. So yeah, now I've added an action. Let's add action to this icon button over here. So just navigate to add action. So it should take us back to the home page. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so I almost forgot to configure this, right? So for our two images over here, let's set a condition for visibility, right? So the first image displays what our already uploaded profile picture, right? So the profile picture in our database. So let's set a condition for it for the visibility. So let's set it that if So a single condition, right? So we'll be like, if we just state, so uploaded local file 1 is not set, right? So if uploaded local file 1 is not set, then it should display the image in our database, right? But if so, we'll go to the second one, which displays our uploaded file. If we did upload a file, so we'll set the visibility to conditional, then similar to that, but this one will make it the opposite. So we'll say if our uploaded local file 1, right, is set. So that's the condition for it. So if it's set, it should be visible. That's for the second one. And if it's not set, then it should display the image in our database. Get it? That's this. That's this. Yeah, so let's give it a test run. Okay, so this is our test run, and you can see our profile that we uploaded is already displaying over here along with our username. So okay, so we can decide to click here to head to our profile setup page. Then we can decide to change the profile, right? So let's change our profile image. Right, let's change the username as well. So call it Kwe. Yeah, still my name though. Yeah, then we'll add a bio to it. So save profile, right? So all what we are doing here will be saved in our database. So you can see the profile has been updated along with the username as well. Yeah, so that's basically it. You can see we still have our bio over here. So any editing we do will be applied to the page. Yeah, so this is it for the session, and thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching till the very end, and hopefully you get to hear from us, Accra Technical University chapter FlutterFlow ATU next time. Thank you and stay blessed.